But, going from the playing games, we also, before we went into the playoffs, I want to make sure that you guys know about our Patreon that we have. We got a lot of cool things for you guys over there. If you guys want to give us some general support there or ask us some questions, either about the podcast or maybe just write a topic that you might think that would be really cool for us to do, that's definitely the place to go. You guys could also check out some merch there. Also, if you guys are listening to the podcast, then you guys already know where to find us: Apple, Spotify, Google Podcast. And if you guys are watching, please make sure you hit that subscribe and like button. We love every single one of you guys, and thanks for following along. Also, Mello, let them know about the website and what we got going on there.
Of course, www.whoyougotpodcast.com. We pretty much give you access to all the blogs, all the podcast links to anywhere that you actually listen. Pretty much copies and links of all of our YouTube videos, but make sure you go to our YouTube page and subscribe. And that's what youtube.com/whoyougot.
Who You Got Podcast.
Who You Got Podcast, yes, sir. Then obviously we're going to make sure we get everything set up with the Patreon link for that on the website as well. But as of right now, just go to the Patreon. And like Rado said, we got all the good stuff, exclusive merch there, and exclusive videos for our top fans. So we definitely want to let you guys know we got everything set for you guys in a lot of different places.
Exactly. And if you want to find us on our social media pages, of course, you can look at the links down below the video, or you can just follow us. I'm at The Iconic Dude on Instagram. Mello
the Notorious.
That's right. So now we're just going to go ahead and talk about a little bit of the playoffs. I wanted to talk about, in the previous episode, we actually went through another matchup. We went through the 4-5 matchups. Yeah. We went through the 4-5 in the East and the 4-5 in the West. So 2 series that we already went through. And if you guys haven't listened to that, make sure you guys go ahead and check out our previous episode if you guys want to check out our predictions. But basically,
those were the Cavs versus Knicks and Suns versus Clippers.
Yeah. And I had Cavs in 7. Mello had...
I think I had Cavs in 7 as well.
Yep. And then on the other side in the West, I had Suns in 7. You had...
I had Suns in 6.
Right. But this week, we wanted to go through the 3-6 matchup, and both of these matchups are very intriguing, especially in the West, and that's where I wanted to start off. The 2 matchups first, let me say them. The 3-6 matchup, the Sacramento Kings versus the Golden State Warriors is a 6 seed on the West. And then on the East, I mean, this is going to be a good one too. You got the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Brooklyn Nets without Kevin Durant and Kyrie. But first, let's talk about this West series. Sacramento Kings, first time in 14 years that they've made the playoffs. The last time they made the playoffs, they had Peja Stojakovic and Chris Webber on their team. And, of course, the Golden State Warriors, last year champions. But this time around, they come in at a 6th spot as the underdog pretty much in this series. So who you got for this one? This is going to be an exciting series. Sacramento Kings versus Golden State.
Oh, yes. I think this is going to be one of the best series in the first round. They played great against each other all year. Golden State won, I think, 3 of the 4. One of them was a scraping that no one cared about because Sacramento was resting their starters. And the other 2 the other 3 was a margin of 5 points. So very close games. I do think that they match up well against each other. I think that they play well against each other. Both players have guards and bigs that can go off, perimeter 3 and D guys. But basically, it's going to be all about the X factor. Scoring.
The X factor.
Both of these teams are the top two teams in scoring in the league. Which one of them is going to outscore the other? That's really what it's going to come down to. Which one is going to get hot? Which one is going to shoot better? Which one is going to outscore each other? Along with scoring, shooting. Warriors are the best 3-point shooting team in the league, but at this point, between 5 players on that team, or both of those teams, they host 5 of the top 15 shooters in the league, and that's by volume. And obviously, that's Clay, Steph, Poole, and Huerta, and Monk. So pretty much, I'm tripping, not Monk, Murray, the rookie who set the record for threes. Yeah, so both teams score a lot. Both teams shoot a lot. both teams have average defenses. So at the end of the day, the X factor is scoring and which team is really gonna outscore the other. So how do you see this series going?
I mean, just like you said, I think both amazing scoring teams. You got Sacramento as the top scoring team in the league, scoring 120 points a game, almost 121, and then obviously Golden State number 2 at 119. But their defenses don't quite match up with each other. You got Sacramento, who's the 25th ranked defense, and they allow 118 points a game, whereas the Warriors, they're still allowing 117 points a game, but they're a little bit better. They're like the 20th ranked defense right now. So
yeah, well that's 1 point. That's not even a full point.
That's a full point, but they also,
that's what I'm saying. They're both average at defense. They pretty much give up exactly what they put. Obviously not every single game, but they're pretty much average.
But that 1 point over a whole season, it counts for sure. I mean, it does, and I think it will count in this game because I will say right now, I do think the better defense is the Warriors. Like you can see the players they do have the better defense. The only thing that really have to look at is the bigs. I mean, Marvin Bagley, he's going to be the guy that's probably going to be the best defender overall in this series, honestly. I mean, other than Klay Thompson in spots, I definitely think that, the Kings got the tough end of the stick in this first round. Like, they did not want to face a team like the Warriors. I mean, the Warriors weren't full strength coming into the end of the season. Obviously, they were missing, Andrew Wiggins, but now that he's back, I think that this team is looking so amazing. I mean, we saw them the last few games of the season. They played so well. Now you are gonna have, Sabonis that's gonna be doing work for the Kings, and him too. He's got to be in that most improved player award too. He definitely has to be in that award. His stats definitely deserve it. But honestly, for me, it's gonna be just like you said, scoring. Is it gonna be De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis, or is it gonna be Klay Thompson and obviously Curry and Poole? Obviously the Warriors are coming in as the previous champion, but do you see them, coming back and really taking over this series early now that they're almost in full strength?
Yeah. So I think that it's you're right. The Warriors definitely got better defenders, and that's scary at full strength. They part of their defense is average, but then they actual individuals. They got Draymond, they got Gary Payton.
Yeah, exactly.
Dante haven't been playing that bad, and obviously Wiggins is back, and he's one of their best defenders as well. You did say who was it that the name you said? You said a name, and they're on the line, not Lions, Pistons now. Bagley. Yes. So Bagley is on the Pistons. So for
Marvin Bagley.
Yes. For the Kings at this point.
Yeah, I mistake them. I mistake them with Sabonis. I meant that was
Yeah. I was at this point. So Sabonis is gonna be the one person, and that's the thing. He's a legit center. So I don't know how he's gonna really do matchup wise, because at the end of the day, you're not really worried about Draymond scoring or Looney. But he is gonna be crucial in the pick and rolls and pretty much what he does there. I think that it has to pretty much be Sabonis having an amazing game and De'Aaron Fox just pretty much going off as well. I actually thought about this right before this when I was thinking like, damn, Sabonis as a legit 5 is having a great season because that's what they actually play him at. So at the end of the day, and I'm actually, give a little bit more analysis, but I do want to ask you this. Is he the third best center in the league right now?
Ooh, I might have to think about that. 100% think about it.
Think about legit players who play the center position.
All right, well let's give the MVP to Embiid. So call him number 1 at this point.
Jokic.
Let's give number 2 to the previous MVP, Nikola Jokic, because he can pass and he can, shoot. So I'll say number 2 for him. I'll be honest, like, do you put him right there at number 3?
Who else is up there? A lot of the players we think about play power forward.
No, that's true. I mean, I was thinking like maybe Ayton, but Ayton's not there yet. I mean, there's really
Sabonis
like
averages
Anthony Davis is not considered.
19, 12, and 7 as a center. 12 rebounds and 7 assists with 19 points.
Yeah. I mean, he's playing incredible this year. He definitely is. He stepped it up this year for them. And I definitely I think that Sabonis is the one that I think is going to be the best defender in this whole series, even though the Warriors have the better players. I do think that Sabonis is going to play really well defense because the Warriors don't really play their bigs. I mean, yeah, they got Kevon Looney and stuff, but I mean, Draymond is going to be up there, but
and Wiggins isn't 100% ready either. They still say he's kind of like he's going to be available, but he's not really like they say they just got him kind of doing the scrimmages.
That makes it even tougher there. It makes it tougher because I'll be honest, I'll say right now, I think the Kings are winning that first game. I think the Kings they've been waiting to be in the playoffs.
Oh, home court first
advantage.
Game? Oh yeah, they going off.
Shaq's gonna be there because isn't he like a part owner of the Kings? He is, I think. He's like he owns like a few percent. Yeah, he owns like a few percent of the Kings. But I gotta say, like, the Kings, give them a lot of credit because in the beginning of the season, not many people gave De'Aaron Fox and especially Sabonis any type of credit. I do think that they deserve it, just like we were just talking about OKC. Both of those teams, the Sacramento Kings and OKC definitely deserve credit in the Western Conference, a tough Western Conference, to even be up there for playoff spots. But I do think that in this series, Curry comes out hot. Now, if you're saying that my man Wiggins is going to be not 100%, then he's going to need a few games to get ready. That's why I do think that by the fourth game, it is going to actually be 2-2. I think that both of these teams are going to be tied after the fourth game, but right after game 4, baby, Wiggins coming back. And I actually got the Warriors winning in 6. I got them beating the Sacramento Kings in an upset, beating them the next 2 games, game 5 and 6, and the Warriors move on to the second round. What about you, though? What do you think, though? What you got for this one?
It's crazy because you want to put like, all right, like the Kings have been playing phenomenal basketball, but the Warriors are the Warriors, and they're looking healthy, got all their pieces, and we all know what they can do. The thing that really struck me this year is obviously the Warriors' road record.
Yeah,
they weren't. They were
played great at home.
Horrible.
Yeah.
And horrible on the road. A lot of people don't realize one of the best teams in the league on the road were the Kings at 25-16. Yeah, they were one of the best teams on the road. So to me, the home court advantage does play serious because like I understand that the Warriors can just turn it on, but at the end of the day, only 3 people can really just turn it on.
It's true. But those 3 people can score 90 together.
Well, for me, I'm not even thinking about Poole.
Okay.
I'm thinking Draymond, and only that's what it says. It's Steph, Clay, and Draymond. And Draymond can turn it on defense and just getting his people going. On offense, getting good dribble handoffs and obviously getting good assists and stuff. I think Wiggins and Poole are gonna have, we're gonna see how they go. So
gonna be on and off in games.
Yeah.
I definitely see that.
At the other end, you definitely got to figure out how to guard Sabonis and Fox, Malik Monk and Huerta. Obviously, they like I said, they got two great shooters on that end as well. Very fast-paced team. Basically, the Kings, I think a lot of people are just underestimating them. I think that this actually goes to a 7-game series. I think it's well fought. It's going to be a tough series. Obviously, Curry is the best player. But at this point, you got to put Sabonis and Fox over everyone else that the Warriors have. So I think a lot of everyone else but Curry.
Oh, but Curry. Okay, yeah.
That's the second and third best player in this series.
Okay, I'll give you that.
And it's been a while since the Warriors had to deal with that. And now, mind you, they dealt with that when it came to Boston. You know, Jalen and Jason were technically the second and third best players. We had a deep team. But take it this year. We had the second best offensive efficiency. Very good. Boston, I'm talking about. Very good offense this year. Jason and Jalen both had career years. The Kings had the first rated efficiency. That is at 118.6 per 100 possessions. The difference between them and Boston was the same between Boston and Denver was number 5. The Kings were by far the best offensive team this year.
Yeah, they run up the court, bro. They shoot so many threes as well, just like the Warriors used to back in 2018 and 2017.
In my opinion, there's not. I don't think we've been ever able to say this. And obviously, we got to let the series play out before we can actually say that it is a thing. But I think we finally found the first team that can keep up with the Warriors shooting. That's what I said. It's gonna be about the shooting.
That. I think that they can keep up with it. They can keep up with it. But the thing is, who are you going to in the fourth quarter? Because that's going to be the question. You know, they haven't been here before, and a lot of these games, you know, the first few games, yeah, they play and they don't really know each other that well because they haven't seen each other in a while. Yeah, the Warriors are 3-1, but like you said in the beginning, like one of those games they didn't even have the Kings didn't even have their starters, so you can't really judge them playing each other. The last time they played each other was almost like 4 months ago in December. So now what you really have to see is who's going to take over in the fourth quarter for the Kings, because we know in the fourth quarter it's going to be Curry and Clay.
You already know. Fox and Sabonis.
I mean, we haven't seen it yet. I'm just saying we haven't seen it in the playoffs yet, and these tough moments we haven't seen
in the playoffs. You're right, and that's the thing. But I think they got a chance to, like, you know, Fox is a dog. You already know what that boy's coming with.
Fastest player in the NBA.
He's not about to be scared of no moment. He's not about to be scared of taking any shot. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, you give a man like Sabonis a chance to post. Even if he posts Dre up and he don't really score, give that man a couple seconds to allow the offense with two of the best shooters in the league to make something happen. Something's going to be open. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely do think they have those people to rely on. Yeah, they don't have the opportunity to prove themselves just yet. But at the end of the day, like, you're going up against the Warriors. Like, yes, the home court helps, but it's the Warriors. They're defending champions. You have to bring your A game. And that's why I think this is going to go to a 7-game series. And I actually, I got the Kings winning.
What?
I struggled with this so much, but that defense is not like last year. The Warriors really, and it's not me saying that out of jealousy because I'm a Celtics fan, but they had an easy route. But with that easy route, they then beat and dominated.
They won 12-0. They won like 12-0 at home in the whole playoffs up until the finals.
I would say they had an easy route playing injured teams, and they pretty much got to Boston, but they did their thing against Boston, and they did exactly what they're supposed to do. Their defense is worse this year. Dre is getting older. You know, Wiggins, we don't know exactly, and that's the thing. Like, I don't even know if it's physical for him, but it's just like, from what we know, he was stepping away for family matter, having to do with his dad. But they're just really not letting us know a lot. So, like, getting him back into scrimmaging and not knowing how he's 100%, like, what are you guys talking about? Like, he's back. Like, why isn't he playing? So I don't know what's going on with Wiggins.
He's not injured. He should be playing. You're
right. That's what I'm saying. I get
his personal, mental.
And that's what I'm saying. So I don't know what's going on with him, and it's just hard to judge that Warriors team. But the one team it's not hard to judge is the Kings. They have, against all odds, given us stat after stat, win after win, game after game, and just proving that they are the real deal. They're a great team. They're the best offensive team this year. And while I do think it's a very, very tough series, I do got the Kings winning in 7 at home.
Wow. That's going to be interesting because I will say, though, they're very scary offensively, and they can't keep up with the Warriors, especially three-pointers. I mean, we talked about Keegan Murray Keegan Murray early in the season, right after the draft, and we even talked how good he's going to be in the NBA. We said that he was going to be one of the breakout rookies, and obviously Kevin Huerter, he's been shooting. You gave the stats early on, but I mean, definitely for both of these guys to shoot over 200 threes each, I mean, they definitely deserve some praise because they're going to keep up with teams like the Warriors. They're able to keep up with high shooting teams, and even though they lost this year 3-1 against the Warriors just in the season, three of those games were very close. They were all like 5-6 point games, other than that 22-point matchup where the Kings didn't have any other starters. But the other three games were all close. So I do expect, I do expect the first four games to be close. I do think that both of these teams are going to be playing very close. But honestly, once that fourth game hits, Steve Kerr is going to be able to switch up his style of play. Maybe he puts in a different lineup. I'm not sure what he does, but I do think that having Poole making shots right now as he is, and I do think getting Andrew Wiggins back is gonna be a huge help. So they need him back. That's why I got them in 6. But I wouldn't be mad.
I mean,
if
I would love it, and I should pick the Warriors, but I really do. I'm not gonna. Here's the thing: we're not gonna see 1 through 4 in both conferences. Someone has to give.
No, you're not gonna see 1 through 4. You're not gonna see 1 through 4, but
so right now it's not. And then technically this is 3 and 6, and the Kings are 3. But what I mean by that is it's not gonna always be the favorites.
But I mean, in the West, you got pretty much every team.
Always a toss up.
No, but every team in the last, I mean, pretty much like the 4th, the 7th, and the 6th team, they're all favorites to win series, and that's pretty unheard of.
Memphis is still favorite a little bit. Lakers haven't. They already.
Vegas has the Lakers as favorites. The Golden State are favorites against.
Already.
Against Sacramento. I'm just saying the Vegas odds that they have them, but it's insane. Like, this is one of the first years that you have so many low teams as favorites, more than the top 3. Like, one thing I will say in the East for sure, in the East, like, it looks like the top dogs are the top dogs, especially 1 through 3. But in the West, like, I don't know how we can trust these teams that haven't been there before. Now, I will give it to you, just because we haven't seen them before doesn't mean that they can't do it. So that's one thing that, I have to concede with. I got to give you that there. But I still got to see more from Sabonis. If he can start giving me 20 and 15 and De'Aaron Fox starts making some threes just like Curry and Keegan Murray does, then I'll say that they're a championship caliber team. As of right now, they're just a good story to me.
No, 100%. But I think that story is already they're here. I think that the Warriors team is not the team that they used to be, and I understand what they did last year, but at this point, there's a reason why they came in 6. Like, yes, Clay's been going off, yes, Curry's been going off, yes, Poole's been going off, but that's about it. The rest of that team's been inconsistent, absent, or just not able to help.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll definitely see. Without a full squad, it's going to be very hard for them. I agree with you there. Without, Wiggins, Poole, Curry, Clay, all of them. They need them all.